Buckeyes chose captains for this season. And when you look at this picture, Q, you have Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs, Brandon Inniss, and Austin Sareveld. Every person in this photo has a unique path to standing exactly where they are in this picture. You look at Sonny Styles, the guy that we just talked about, comes in at 17 years old, a Buckeye legacy, ends up being a captain in his fourth year. Caleb Downs, the guy that the Buckeyes recruited heavily, missed out on, goes to Alabama, ends up transferring in, wins a national championship in his first year at Ohio State. Brandon Inniss, the only five-star to sign in the entire Big Ten in the class of 2023, sits behind Emeka Egbuka, a first-rounder for 2 years, has people calling for younger guys to pass him, talking about questioning his speed, whether he's going to make it onto the field. Other people questioning his decision to come to Ohio State. Ends up being a captain before he ever gets to make his official mark on the field as a starter, never started a game, and is already voted a captain by his teammates. And then a guy like Austin Sareveld, an underrated local Ohio kid, the core of what every Ohio State national championship offensive line has been, are local guys from Ohio. And to see a guy go from overlooked prospect to captain, potential first rounder with the way they're talking about him. How much does it speak to the culture of Ryan Day's program when you look at all of these guys that have taken different paths to come together to form this photo?
I mean, it's awesome because it's like one of the stories in college football. There's so many levels to success of where different paths will take you and you all end up at the same place. I mean, one of the great things about sports, like, everybody comes from something different. There's different personalities. There's people that came up different, people from all over. I mean, you look at this map, guy from Florida, Georgia, a couple guys from Ohio. Like, it's just one of the great parts about college football. And you talk about like Brandon Inniss, your guy, your sponsor to talk about him, but I'm not. But people have been on Brandon Inniss for a year. Like, he's a 5-star. What made him a 5-star? And I mean, this picture shows you what his teammates think about him. And even without really making a big impact on the field, like, what level of respect and grind they had for him. And they're like, man, like he's the guy, like in the receiver room, that's the leader. So you got Jeremiah Smith, Cardinal Tata there. So, I mean, it's awesome. Austin Sareveld, man, his picture from picture day is so hard. He got the Heisman pose, the lineman, the 6'7", Wall got the 6'7" on the soundtrack. So, I mean, it's super cool, man. I mean, this picture just tells you everything you need about Ohio State.
Yeah. And if you think about this picture 3 years ago, Sonny Styles is a guy that you might not even think is still at Ohio State at this point. Caleb Downs is at Alabama. Brandon Inniss, maybe you might believe it. And then Austin Sareveld, that'd be quite a stretch if you got in a time machine and showed someone this picture in 2023. I feel like a lot of people would be questioning, like, is that Allen Iverson?
Oh, fair enough, man. Yeah. I mean, yeah, looking back 3 years, like, you never would have thought these would be the captains 3 years later. You were like, the line recruiting sucks. Caleb Downs is never coming here. We might not even get Brandon Inniss over. We're lucky and Hardline pulls him and Sonny Styles.
Well, depending on how far back you go, you might catch Brandon Inniss committed to Oklahoma, how far back you go into the time machine.
That's what I'm saying. Sonny Styles would be 3 and done. So none of them should be here, but they are here. So, man, it's awesome. It's one of the fun parts about
go into the time machine.
That's what I'm saying. Sonny Styles would be 3 and done. So none of them should be here, but they are here. So, man, it's awesome. It's one of the fun parts about, being a fan and seeing people grow up and mature and become men. That's what the program is about.
Absolutely. Congratulations to all these young men, and I'm excited to see them lead the Buckeyes this year. I mean, no complaints here with the selection. I feel like the two on defense were beyond obvious, and then on offense, when I was at practice, those two were about that close when they were on the sidelines, screaming out plays, predicting what was going to happen next, even when they weren't even repping, helping the younger guys. So to see those two standing there together in the captain picture after seeing their leadership with my own eyes at camp, not surprising. And then those other two, I feel like it just speaks to the culture here at Ohio State, and the fact that I feel like years ago there was such a desire to find more leadership within the program, and I don't think that that's something that Ryan Day's searching for. I feel like in Ryan Day press conferences of old, he was constantly asking for people to step up, asking for more vocal leadership, and now I feel like he's volunteering who these leaders are.